Dave B Racing in the SEs is fourth. Fireball from New Zealand in the SEs is P2. Toddy Mustang from New Zealand in Quebec corner is first on mediums. Best lap is a 1:16.733. Dave B Racing in Mario Andretti straightaway is P3. Best lap is a 1:17.940. Toddy Mustang in the SEs is first. That Canadian guy in Mario Andretti straightaway is P4. Best lap is a 1:38.065. Dave B Racing is P3. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is P1. The race dictator from New Zealand in Quebec corner is fifth on softs. Chris Butt from New Zealand in Mario Andretti straightaway is sixth on mediums. Toddy Mustang is P1. Best lap is a 1:16.449. Dave B Racing in Mario Andretti straightaway is third. That Canadian guy in turn 4 is fourth on mediums. Best lap is a 1:27.655. Dave B Racing in Clayton corner is P3. Best lap is a 1:17.332. Toddy Mustang in Quebec corner is P1. Best lap is a 1:16.414. The qualification session is at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Canada. Toddy Mustang from New Zealand in turn 1 is P1 on mediums. That Canadian guy from Canada in turn 1 is 5th on mediums. The Race Dictator from New Zealand is 2nd on softs. Chris Butt from New Zealand in Mario Andretti straightaway is P4 on mediums. Toddy Mustang in turn 1 is P2. Toddy Mustang is up 9.71 in turn 4. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Toddy Mustang is up 9.87 in the SEs. The Race Dictator is provisional pole with a 116.439. Toddy Mustang improved his P2 with a 116.756. 0.317 off pole. Toddy Mustang is up 0.08 in Clayton Corner. That Canadian guy is 5th. That Canadian guy improved his 4th with a 117.165. 0.726 off pole. Fireball from New Zealand in Quebec Corner is P2 up 0.10 on softs. Chris Butt in Quebec Corner is P6 up 0.13. Best lap is a 124.925. 8.486 off pole. Chris Butt is up 4.27 in Mario Andretti straightaway. Dave B. Racing from New Zealand is P5 up 0.30 on softs. Chris Butt from New Zealand is P6. Chris Butt improved his P6 with a 119.813. 3.374 off pole. Toddy Mustang in Moss Corner is P3 up 0.26. Best lap is a 116.756. 0.317 off pole. Toddy Mustang is up 0.43 in the SEs. Toddy Mustang is provisional pole with a 116.156. Toddy Mustang is up 0.01 in Clayton corner. Fireball in Clayton corner is third up 0.11. Fireball is up 0.15 in Moss corner. The race dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is P2 up 0.13. That Canadian guy in the Essies is fourth up 0.12. The race dictator in the Essies is second up 0.25. Dave B Racing in Clayton corner is fifth. Best lap is a 1:18.054. 1.898 off pole. That Canadian guy in Clayton corner is P4 up 0.10. Five minutes remaining in the session. That Canadian guy is up 0.15 in Moss corner. That Canadian guy is up 0.05 in the Essies. Dave B Racing is fifth. That Canadian guy in White's corner is P4. That Canadian guy improved is P3 with a 116.568. 0.412 off pole. Toddy Mustang is provisional pole with a 116.006. Toddy Mustang is P1 up 0.03. Dave B Racing from New Zealand is P5 up 0.11. Toddy Mustang is first up 0.24. Toddy Mustang is provisional pole with a 115.858. Toddy Mustang is up 0.02 in Quebec corner. Fireball is fourth. Best lap is a 116.691. 0.833 off pole. The race dictator is second up 0.10. The race dictator is up 0.16 in the SEs. The race dictator improved his second with a 116.345. 0.487 off pole. Fireball in turn 1 is P4. That Canadian guy in Moss corner is P3 up 0.16. Best lap is a 116.568. 0.710 off pole. That Canadian guy is up 0.23 in the SEs. That Canadian guy improved his P3 with a 116.456. 0.598 off pole. The race dictator in White's corner is P2. The race dictator improved his P2 with a 115.993. 0.135 off pole. Wiremew in Moss corner is 7th up 11.86 on mediums. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Wiremew is up 11.94 in the SEs. Fireball is P4. Broadcast bot is P20 on mediums. The race session is at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Canada. Toddy Mustang is first. Fireball entering the pits is P19. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. That Canadian guy from Canada is P2 on mediums. The race dictator entering the pits is P6. Fireball exiting pits on mediums. That Canadian guy is now P5. The race session is at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Canada. That Canadian guy from Canada is third on mediums. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. That Canadian guy is now P2. Fireball from New Zealand is P3 on mediums. Fireball lost P3 to Wiremew. That Canadian guy is P2. Wiremew is third on mediums. Fireball in Mario Andretti straightaway is P6. The race session is at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Canada. Fireball from New Zealand is P4 on mediums. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Fireball passed that Canadian guy for third. Fireball passed the race dictator for second. Toddy Mustang from New Zealand in Clayton Corner is P1 on mediums. Fireball in Quebec Corner is second. Wiremew entering the pits is P4. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is P1. The race session is at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Canada. Toddy Mustang from New Zealand is first on mediums. The race dictator from New Zealand is P2 on softs. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. That Canadian guy from Canada is P3 on mediums. The race dictator in Quebec Corner is second. That Canadian guy in Moss Corner is P3. The race dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is P2. That Canadian guy is third. Fireball from New Zealand in turn 1 is fourth on mediums, 0.9 behind that Canadian guy. The race dictator in Quebec Corner is P2. Best lap is a 1:22.410. 1.209 off the fastest lap. Fireball from New Zealand in Moss Corner is fourth, 0.9 behind that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy in Mario Andretti straightaway is P3, 0.9 behind the race dictator. Fireball in white's corner on lap 2 is 4th, 1.2 behind that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy from Canada is P3, 0.7 behind the race dictator. Wiremew in Clayton corner is 6th on mediums, 0.8 behind Chris Budd. Fireball is 4th, 1.0 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in Mario Andretti straightaway is P6, 0.8 behind Chris Budd. Fireball is P3, 1.0 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in turn 1 is 6th. Best lap is a 1:17.092. 0.947 off the fastest lap. Wiremew passed Chris Budd for P5. Fireball is P3, 0.7 behind that Canadian guy. Chris Budd from New Zealand in turn 4 is P6 on mediums, 0.4 behind Wiremew. Fireball is 3rd on mediums battling that Canadian guy. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Wiremew in the Essies is 5th, 1.0 behind the race dictator. Wiremew was 7.5 faster last lap. Wiremew is now 4th. Fireball in Clayton corner on lap 5 is 3rd, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy is P2, 0.2 behind Toddy Mustang. Fireball in turn 4 is P3, 0.9 behind that Canadian guy. Fireball was 0.6 faster last lap. That Canadian guy is P2 on mediums, 0.5 behind Toddy Mustang. Fireball is P3, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy is 2nd, 0.4 behind Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang in White's corner on lap 5 is P2, 0.3 behind that Canadian guy. Toddy Mustang was 1.0 faster last lap. Toddy Mustang lost P6 to the race dictator. Wiremew is P2 battling that Canadian guy. Dave B. Racing from New Zealand in Quebec corner is 4th on softs, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Dave B Racing is now fourth. Dave B Racing lost P5 to Toddy Mustang. Wiremew in Moss Corner is second, 0.6 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang from New Zealand in Mario Andretti straightaway is P5, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew is second, 0.5 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang in turn 1 is fifth, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in Quebec Corner is second, 0.5 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang is fifth, 0.7 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in Mario Andretti straightaway is P2, 0.2 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang in the Essies is fifth, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Toddy Mustang was 4.8 faster last lap. Wiremew in turn 1 is third. Ten minutes remaining in the session. That Canadian guy is P4, 0.4 behind Wiremew. Wiremew is third on mediums, 0.6 behind the race dictator. Dave B Racing in Moss Corner is fifth, 0.5 behind that Canadian guy. The race dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is P3, 0.4 behind Dave B Racing. The race dictator passed Dave B Racing for second. Wiremew in Mario Andretti straightaway is third, 0.8 behind the race dictator. The race dictator is second, 0.6 ahead of Wiremew. Wiremew is P3, 0.4 behind the race dictator. The race dictator is P2, 0.1 ahead of Wiremew. The race dictator was 1.9 faster last lap. Wiremew in turn 1 is third, 0.2 ahead of that Canadian guy. The race dictator in Quebec Corner is P2 on softs, 0.5 behind Fireball. Wiremu in Moss corner on lap 9 is third, 0.6 behind the race dictator. The race dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is second on softs, 0.4 behind Fireball. That Canadian guy in the Essies on lap 9 is P4, 0.2 behind Wiremu. The race dictator in turn 1 is P2, 0.4 behind Fireball. That Canadian guy is P4 on mediums, 0.1 ahead of Dave B Racing. The race dictator is second, 0.9 behind Fireball. That Canadian guy in Mario Andretti straightaway is P4, 0.2 behind Wiremu. The race dictator in the Essies is P2, 0.9 behind Fireball. Wiremu is fourth, 0.1 ahead of Dave B Racing. The race dictator is second, 0.8 behind Fireball. Five minutes remaining in the session. Dave B Racing is fourth on softs, 0.3 ahead of Toddy Mustang. The race dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is P2, 0.9 behind Fireball. Fireball was 0.7 faster last lap. Dave B Racing is P4, 0.2 behind Wiremu. The race dictator is second, 0.9 behind Fireball. Dave B Racing from New Zealand in Clayton Corner is P4, 0.2 ahead of Toddy Mustang. The race dictator in turn 4 is second on softs, 0.4 behind Fireball. Dave B Racing in Moss Corner is fourth on softs, 0.4 ahead of Toddy Mustang. The race dictator is second, 0.7 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang in White's Corner on lap 12 is P5, 0.2 behind Dave B Racing. Toddy Mustang passed Dave B Racing for P4. The race dictator from New Zealand in Clayton Corner is P2, 0.8 behind Fireball. Dave B Racing in Quebec corner is P5, 0.7 behind Toddy Mustang. The Race Dictator is second, 0.7 behind Fireball. Dave B Racing from New Zealand is fifth, 1.7 behind Toddy Mustang. The Race Dictator in turn 1 is second on softs, 0.8 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang on lap 14 is P4, 1.6 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator in Moss corner is second, 0.5 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is fourth, 1.2 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator in White's corner is P2, 0.6 behind Fireball. Toddy Mustang is fourth, 0.9 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator from New Zealand in Quebec corner is second, 0.6 behind Fireball. The Race Dictator was 0.6 faster last lap. Toddy Mustang in Moss corner is P4, 0.2 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator from New Zealand is second, 0.1 behind Fireball. Fireball is P1. The leader has just finished the race. Fireball finished first. Wiremew finished second. Toddy Mustang finished third. Dave B Racing finished fourth. The Race Dictator finished P5. Chris Butt finished sixth. That Canadian guy finished seventh. Broadcast bot is P8. The race session is at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in Bowmanville, Canada. That Canadian guy from Canada is P1 on mediums. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. The race dictator from New Zealand is second on softs. Dave B. Racing from New Zealand in Quebec corner is third on softs. The race dictator in Moss corner is P2. Fireball from New Zealand in Mario Andretti straightaway is P4 on mediums. The race dictator is second. Chris Butt from New Zealand in turn 1 is fifth on mediums. Best lap is a 1:25.911. 4.510 off the fastest lap. The race dictator in Quebec corner is second, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew is P7 on mediums, 0.3 behind Dave B. Racing. The race dictator from New Zealand in Mario Andretti straightaway is P2, 0.7 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in the Essies is 7th, 0.3 behind Dave B. Racing. The race dictator in turn 1 on lap 3 is second, 0.3 behind that Canadian guy. Toddy Mustang from New Zealand in Quebec corner is third on mediums, 0.8 behind the race dictator. Toddy Mustang was 0.9 faster last lap. The race dictator in Moss corner is second, 0.5 ahead of Toddy Mustang. Dave B. Racing is 6th, 0.5 behind Chris Butt. Dave B. Racing passed Chris Butt for P5. The race dictator from New Zealand is second, 0.7 behind that Canadian guy. Chris Butt is P6, 0.5 behind Dave B. Racing. Wiremew in Clayton corner is P6, 0.4 behind Chris Budd. Toddy Mustang in Moss corner is P2, 0.8 behind that Canadian guy. Chris Budd is P5, 0.7 ahead of Wiremew. "15 minutes remaining in the session. Wiremew on lap 4 is 6th, 0.6 behind Chris Budd. Toddy Mustang in turn 1 is 2nd, 0.9 behind that Canadian guy. Dave B Racing in Clayton corner is P5, 0.3 behind Wiremew. Toddy Mustang is 2nd, 0.9 behind that Canadian guy. The race dictator in turn 4 is P6. Best lap is a 1:16.765. 0.764 off the fastest lap. Chris Budd in Moss corner is P7, 1.0 behind the race dictator. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is 2nd. Best lap is a 1:16.001. Wiremew is 3rd on mediums, 0.1 ahead of Dave B Racing. Toddy Mustang in White's corner is 2nd, 0.3 ahead of Wiremew. Wiremew is 3rd, 0.3 behind Toddy Mustang. Wiremew was 7.4 faster last lap. Toddy Mustang in Quebec corner is 2nd, 0.5 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in Moss corner is 3rd on mediums, 0.5 ahead of Dave B Racing. Toddy Mustang is 2nd, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew is 3rd, 0.6 behind Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang on lap 7 is 2nd, 0.4 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in Quebec corner is 3rd, 0.7 behind Toddy Mustang. Dave B Racing in Moss corner is 5th, 0.7 ahead of Fireball. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is third. Toddy Mustang passed Wiremew for P2. Wiremew in White's corner is P3. Best lap is a 1:16.685. 0.684 off the fastest lap. Fireball in turn 1 on lap 8 is 6th, 0.5 behind Dave B Racing. Fireball was 0.9 faster last lap. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Wiremew in Quebec corner is third, 0.6 behind Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang in Moss corner is second, 0.6 ahead of Wiremew. Wiremew in Mario Andretti straightaway is P3, 0.7 behind Toddy Mustang. Fireball in the Essies is P6, 0.2 behind Dave B Racing. Fireball passed Dave B Racing for fifth. Toddy Mustang in Clayton corner on lap 9 is second, 0.7 behind that Canadian guy. Wiremew in turn 4 is P3, 1.5 behind Toddy Mustang. The race dictator is fourth on softs, 0.7 behind Toddy Mustang. The race dictator passed Toddy Mustang for P3. Toddy Mustang is fourth, 0.5 behind the race dictator. Toddy Mustang is now third. That Canadian guy is P4, 0.4 behind Toddy Mustang. The race dictator in turn 1 is second, 0.6 ahead of Toddy Mustang. Fireball is P5, 0.4 ahead of Dave B Racing. The race dictator in Clayton corner is second, 0.4 behind Wiremew. Toddy Mustang in Quebec corner is third, 0.3 ahead of that Canadian guy. Toddy Mustang was 0.9 faster last lap. The race dictator in turn 4 is second, 0.3 ahead of Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang is P3, 0.3 behind the race dictator. The race dictator was 4.1 faster last lap. The race dictator is second, 0.1 ahead of Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang in White's corner is P3, 0.3 ahead of that Canadian guy. The Race Dictator in Clayton corner is second, 0.4 behind Wiremew. Toddy Mustang in Quebec corner is third, 0.6 behind the Race Dictator. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Wiremew in Moss corner on lap 11 is P2 battling the Race Dictator. Wiremew passed the Race Dictator for P1. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is second, 0.1 ahead of the Race Dictator. The Race Dictator is P3, 0.2 ahead of that Canadian guy. Toddy Mustang on lap 12 is P2, 0.4 ahead of the Race Dictator. The Race Dictator in Quebec corner is third, 0.2 behind Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang in Moss corner is second, 0.3 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is third, 0.5 ahead of that Canadian guy. Toddy Mustang is second, 0.3 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator in turn 1 is P3. Toddy Mustang in Quebec corner is P2, 0.2 ahead of the Race Dictator. The Race Dictator in Moss corner is third, 0.6 behind Toddy Mustang. Toddy Mustang in Mario Andretti straightaway is P2, 0.5 behind Wiremew. The Race Dictator in the Essies is P3, 0.4 ahead of that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy in turn 1 is P4 battling the Race Dictator. That Canadian guy was 0.5 faster last lap. That Canadian guy passed the Race Dictator for third. That Canadian guy lost third to the Race Dictator. The Race Dictator in Quebec corner is P3, 0.3 ahead of that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy in Moss corner is P4, 0.3 behind the Race Dictator. The Race Dictator in Mario Andretti straightaway is third. That Canadian guy in the Essies is fourth, 0.3 behind the race dictator. The race dictator in turn 1 is P3, 0.3 ahead of that Canadian guy. That Canadian guy from Canada in Quebec corner is P4, 0.6 behind the race dictator. The race dictator in Moss corner is third. That Canadian guy in Mario Andretti straight away on lap 15 is fourth, 0.3 behind the race dictator. Wiremu is P1. The leader has just finished the race. Wiremu finished P1. Toddy Mustang finished second. The race dictator finished P3. That Canadian guy finished fourth. Chris Butt finished fifth. Dave B Racing finished P6. Fireball finished P7. Broadcast